never read any manga? You're only watching anime? You're beneath me. How could I even talk to you?
What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep what recent news topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow. Hey guys, today is Thursday, March 10th, 2022. Apparently it's like Mario Day. I don't even know what that means, but I see it trending on Twitter. Martin Day, March 10th marks Mario Day, in case you guys didn't know. Anyway, yeah guys, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, 'cause I'm always completely honest with you guys. I got so many things going on in the background that I almost didn't even make a video today. But I am here, and yeah, there's some stuff to talk about. I'll catch you guys up on what's happening around the world and a little bit of drama and YouTube news. You know how it is. So sit back, relax, put your feet up. You guys know the drill by now. Drop a like on the video if you like the series, and yeah, allow me to lay it on you. Guys, before we get into today's topics, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Albert. Guys, I've told you this before. It's 2022 and traditional banks just aren't cutting it anymore. They charge you way too many fees. There's no cash back on debit card purchases, and they make you wait on hold for hours when you want to talk to a freaking human. That's not okay. Which is why Albert is completely different from any bank account you've ever used. Instead of overdraft fees for not having enough money in your account, Albert will spot you $250 if you're ever in a tight spot. And guys, on top of that, when you get paid with your Albert debit card, you guys can get your paycheck 2 days earlier than usual. Albert card gives you cash back on purchases, no interest on small advances. But guys, the best feature, in my opinion, is Albert's genius feature. Finances can be hard and stressful, especially when you don't know anything about it. Albert's team of financial experts called geniuses, they will examine your money situations, help you devise a plan, and are always available if you just have a question or if you get stuck. So yeah guys, support the channel. Click the link in the description box or go to albert.com/omni to download the Albert app today. For a limited time, when you open a checking account and connect a qualifying direct deposit, you'll get $150. Again guys, that's albert.com/omni, and again, special thanks to Albert for sponsoring today's video. So yeah guys, I saw this playing out a couple days ago, like 2 days ago. By you, Laxana, a lot of you guys asked me to talk about this. Snoop Dogg joins Faze clan.
Am I still streaming? Let's go.
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up heads right now, baby.
Okay, so we know this song is definitely copyrighted, but Snoop is definitely joining Faze up. Where's the part where he talks about phasing out? Here it is. Faze?
I am a part of the Faze clan.
What the heck?
It's going down.
What the heck? What does that even mean? What does that even mean, Snoop? What does that even mean, dude? Does that mean like he bought into Faze, like he's an investor now? Like this dude is an actual member of Faze? That's wild. So my boy Chef back, he said Advance Wars reboot camp being delayed due to the Russia-Ukraine situation. So you guys don't know, Advance Wars is a game that's supposed to be coming out from the Nintendo Switch. They're making a remake of it, and everyone's really, well, most people were really excited for it. It's a game about war, yeah, due to the Russian-Ukraine conflict. Apparently it's been delayed. Nintendo had made this tweet. Tweet reads, in light of recent world events, we have made the decision to delay Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which was originally scheduled to release on Nintendo Switch April 8th, which is about a month from now. That's when it was supposed to come out, and now it's going to get delayed until another point in time. Please stay tuned for updates on this new release date, which sucks. This is one of the highly acclaimed games I've been looking forward to because I used to play a lot of Advance Wars back in the day. But I'm guessing with the whole state of the Russia-Ukraine situation, dropping a war game, and I think inside of the actual game there are actual ties to Russia. Let me see if I can find the details for you. I forgot I made this tweet. I had to think for a second what this meant, and then I was like, oh, true. Like when I first saw it, I was like, man, why are they delaying the game? What happened? And I was like, yeah, that's right, the world. I think this tweet here explains it. From Radical MGF said, for anyone unfamiliar with the game, it opens with Blue Moon, the endgame faction equivalent and analogous, don't make fun of me for mispronouncing, to Russia USSR, invading a neighboring territory. Jeez, that's very scarily accurate. It's not just because it's a war game, it's explicitly because the narrative and themes are a bit too relevant right now. Dang, yeah, so that's Advance Wars tying in with the Ukraine. It's going to get delayed, and yeah. So Seacon said the Artesian saga still continues. God dang, bro. L after L after L. Guys, we talked about the Artesian builds PC. If you guys missed some of the prior episodes, this dude basically embarrassed himself on Twitch and was basically making fun of small streamers and saying like, hey, I know you guys qualify for this giveaway they're doing for you for PCs, but you don't have enough followers. Sorry, that's going to be a no from me, dog. And then canceled himself into infinity, got dragged on Twitter, made a Twitter apology video, made a Twitter apology letter. All these big YouTubers and streamers were like, yo, we will just outright buy your company, because after all of this happened, Artesian Bills got exposed for tax fraud apparently, and then they're talking about doing a company employee sellout where they're selling their company to employees. So they're bailing out on this bad boy. You got people like Trainwreck TV, you got people like Some Ordinary Gamers, you got all these YouTubers that's like, look, I'll just buy your company and then I'll do it right. They're looking at this as a way to reinvest and you know, obviously start a business as well, since their PR is absolutely dog crap now and done because of this dude, Noah Katz. And now it says there's more going down. What is this going to say? We are sad to announce that effective now, we are freezing / suspending all activities. Oh my God. Ongoing is analysis by outside counsel for reorg to ensure fair treatment of clients, creditors, and employees. We expect more info by month, and we are open to assistance / investment. A single tweet, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it took, is one person making a single tweet talking about how unfairly they were treated, and flick that little pebble, and boom, domino effect, and now an entire freaking company is going out of business. I don't even know how many employees are employed with Artesian Builds, but it is GG. Anyway, that's Artesian Builds update. I know I should feel bad, right? Like, I should feel bad. I mean, there are people working for the brand. I feel like a part of me should feel bad or some kind of remorse, but also I think that it's a good example to set so that future brands don't feel like they can neglect smaller creators. I hate any kind of brand or company that neglects smaller creators in any kind of way. Okay, every creator is a small creator until they're not. And for you to just only want to foster your growth based upon people who have already made it and just, you know, spit on the little guys is just complete ass garbage to do butter. So it's like, I want to feel sympathy, I want to feel empathy, but I just can't. And it is what it is. Artesian Builds, man. Let that be a moral lesson to future brands not to mess with smaller creators. So okay, so KSI and a lot of you guys asked me to just talk about this really fast. KSI going in on Deji for losing the fight. No. This happens. This is the third time, bro. Every time Deji gets to a fight, you guys don't know, we talked about this. Deji, comedy shorts gamer, younger brother, KSI, one of the biggest YouTubers, also a musician, rapper, artist, does whatever he wants, part of the Sidemen, man. And yeah, they had a boxing fight. Deji lost to Wasabi, I think by technical knockout, technical decision by like 1 point. And yeah, you guys sent me both the actual reaction to KSI seeing the loss, and then also he made an actual video talking and replying to it as well. So let's just watch both really fast. Okay. All right, so that was the last bell. You got KSI coming up on the stage. That was it. Came and give him a hug. Dang. Anyway, this video came out like just 2 days ago. My thoughts on Deji losing. It was 11 minutes, man, and everybody wants to see what KSI has to say about his little brother losing. But apparently he went in on him, is what you're saying? Like, oh man, don't do this to me, dog. Deji, I felt like Deji did good this time. He worked hard, bro. Let me figure out what you about to say.
But anyway, let me talk about the Deji fight.
Oh god. Okay. All right. Come on, bro.
Deji, I'm disappointed. That's honestly how I feel.
Dang.
I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear.
Dang.
It's the truth. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I expected more from you. First of all, tactic-wise,
let's talk about it.
How did you think you were ever gonna win this fight? Like, what was the game plan? You're the shorter fighter. You've got a smaller reach. So then tell me, why were you slipping backwards? Why?
Yeah, I think and then correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if you're the smaller fighter and you have the shorter reach, you got to end fight. You got to get in and you got to swing in and you got to go for the knockouts. If you play long range game, you're going to get jabbed out and get fatigued out. So usually I think the person with the shorter range or the smaller person needs to get in, probably go to the body, you know, get some shots. You got to go in order to win that game. Otherwise, you're going to lose to a long-range game. It's like Dowsum from Street Fighter, okay? You got to get in.
Why were you constantly slipping out of range? Like, this is how I know you don't even watch boxing in general. Like, I was just watching you fight, and I just saw you weren't using your brain at all. Like, how are you going to win a fight against a taller fighter on the outside? You just stayed on the outside range. You rarely went in.
Yeah.
And then whenever you did go in, you would just ruin all your hard work by holding him, by clinching. He just ruined everything. And then he was out-muscling you in the clinch. Like, when it comes to fighting a taller fighter, you have to take one punch to give two.
You gotta get in. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
You have to slip inside to get in range.
Yeah.
You have to outwork him. Where was the overhands? Where was the body work? Where were the hooks? You literally did nothing but avoid punches. Like, did you actually think you would win by just doing that?
So it sounds like, and I talked about this a little bit, but Deji basically was playing the Floyd Mayweather game, dog. Like, he was trying to just stay away and not get hit, I guess. But I mean, but in boxing, you still got to throw a punch. You know, like Mayweather was one of the most defensive players out there, but his counter is absolutely ridiculous. His jab is actually ridiculous. Like, you won't beat a technical game against Floyd Mayweather because he's going to throw his punches and he's going to get you. When he gets you, you're going to get countered and you're going to get fatigued and he's going to wear you down like quick, fast, in a hurry. It sounds like this may be what Deji wanted to do, but instead he just ended up running away the entire match. And whenever he did get in, he couldn't get any power blows in.
I'm sorry, but your whole game plan was wrong. If your game plan was to not punch, then what the are you doing entering the ring? Alex Wasabi, okay, I've made a whole video on this guy laughing at him. He's a joke. This was meant to be your easy fight, and you lost. Now notice in the title, I didn't even say my thoughts on Deji versus Alex Wasabi fight because he is so irrelevant. He's not worthy to put in my title. I just don't understand how you lose your redemption fight to Alex Wasabi, man. This guy is literally a child in a grown man's body. Like, literally after the fight, my man was talking about wanting candy. How old? He's 31, bro. He's 31, and he's like, yo, I just want some candy. What's going on, bro?
Wait, so he's going in on Deji and Wasabi, bro. Yo, KSI is funny as hell, dude. That's rough, man. That's rough. How you gonna be winning and you still going in on the winner, bro? That's funny.
You lost to a CBBC presenter. You lost to a Disney presenter. Like, I just don't understand how you came through like, oh, I'm gonna fuck him up. When I get in that ring, he's finished. And then you get in the ring and you don't even punch. You don't even use your hands. Make it make sense. Deji, where was the belief? You actually made Alex Wasabi look good. You made this man look good.
Okay, this is harsh. Okay, wait. Is there going to be a part in this video where he says, but I'm your brother and I love you and you did good stepping into the ring? Or is he just going to just drag this man for the next freaking like 6 minutes?
I know people are going to be like, oh, JJ, you're being so harsh. You're being mean, or you're being fair. I don't care, fam. I don't care. I'm not talking to all these people. I'm talking to you, Deji. I told you, even after the fight, that I'm just frustrated, man. I'm just frustrated. You've lost 3 times. 3 times, man. Do you like losing? Because it looks like you just love it when people feel sorry for you. When are you gonna get serious? When are you gonna stop making excuses for yourself?
Dang. So KSI, I don't know if KSI is upset that he lost, disappointed that he lost, or he still doesn't feel like Deji has been giving it his all. And obviously he probably knows more about Deji and his training and all of that. But to me, it sounds like he still thinks that Deji has not been putting in the work to get the W, and he has not been. I feel like if Deji really went hard on his training, really freaking hard, and then he fought a really good boxing match, and even if he lost that match, I think that would still be enough to earn his brother's approval, KSI's approval, or whatever. But I guess KSI still feels like he still has not tapped into his full potential that he could do. He has not gone all out. He has not laid it all out there. He did not give it his best. I think that's what KSI is pissed off at. But damn, an entire like 8 minutes roasting him. This is rough.
Remember on Christmas Day, I told you to pull out of the fight. I know you remember this. I told you, pull out the fight. You know why? Because you don't have the right mentality. You don't have the right mentality to win a fight. So until that changes, you shouldn't enter the ring. I told you to go on a 5K on Christmas Day, and you ended up doing 1K and complaining that your back hurts. You don't think my shit hurts when I run and this and that. But I still just keep going. I still push through. So I gave you the benefit of the doubt. The next day, I was like, let's go on another run. Fam, you didn't even do it. You were like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm chilling in bed. You had a fight, bro.
Dang.
You had a fight in a few months. And you wanted to just chill in bed.
Okay, I feel it. Okay, all right, I'm with Kaz. I mean, y'all watch Hajime no Ippo, okay? Boxing, you're supposed to be running, you're supposed to be training, man. And it sounds like, I don't know, maybe Deji's lazy. Maybe it's all a show. Maybe he's lazy and it is what it is. I saw, progress from his bodies from prior to before and after, but it looks like he was much closer. KSI was much closer, obviously being his brother. And he's like, look, I know you as your brother. I'm going to be completely real with you. You still didn't do the work. You still didn't try. If you got your older brother saying like, hey, let's go train, and you say no, or I'm just going to relax, then yes, after you lose, KSI is going to be like, dog, I was trying to help you. Dog, I was trying to train with you. You're not coming up. You're not standing up, man. If you're saying no, then yeah, I can feel it. But anyway, this is KSI dragging the poor hell out of Deji. Let me know how you guys feel about this video, man. But it's going absolutely wild. It went in on Alex Wasabi as well, too. But yeah, that's his response. So, quick update. Harriet said Ironmouse's subathon that finished a few days ago. And love your videos, Omni. Have a great day. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We've been watching up Ironmouse's subathon on Twitch. If you don't know, Ironmouse is the biggest VTuber madame on the platform. And she's been doing a subathon for 31 days, and it has finally come to an end with her being the third most subscribed to streamer ever during a subathon. I'm curious where the number she ended. My guess is like somewhere around like 150K or something. This article right here by Dexerto. Streamers big and small have run their own subathons, some lasting over 100 days and still counting. God damn. But while Ironmouse has ended after 31 days, she broke the record for the most active subs for a female streamer with over 170,000 at the time of the writing. The VTuber had to hit back at criticism that the subathon was boring, even as she became the third most subbed streamer of all time behind Ninja and Lugwith. That's, god dang, bro. I mean, it makes sense to end your subathon around the 31 day mark because that's when you start having sub decay. So sub decay is like after you subscribe for like 30 days and usually like your primes run out. So whatever that number is once you start the subathon will eventually start bleeding, and that's that's usually the highest that you can get before people need to start resubbing or resubscribing again. So yeah, it's officially done as of March 7th.
Congratulations! Thank you!
It's about to end.
Thank you.
10 seconds.
You seem like you had so much fun.
Is that Silvervale?
Oh, I did. I had a great time. It was really fun.
I wish the counter didn't go to 0.
I think people were just messing around and they wanted to fuck around with people, so they did the whole counter thingy, and it's like, what the fuck? Okay, well, it's over now, guys. Pack it up. It's time to go.
Stream forever, forehead.
Guys, the PlayStation State of Play came out yesterday, and apparently it was garbage doo-doo butter. Here's the State of Play Wednesday, March 9th, and the second picture attached to this is early fall 2022 JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle, and it's got all your JoJo. It's got Jolene here. Who are these guys? Are these like future JoJos from the manga or something like that? But yeah, it's got all my boys, all the Josephs. So in case you guys missed the State of Play like I did, we can just do a quick update. This article of IGN just said State of Play March 2022. Everything announced, 20 minutes of PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game news with a focus on Japanese publishers. So the first thing here was Capcom reveals Exo Primal coming to PS4 and PS5 in 2023. I've never heard of it, but I see a guy holding a gun and I'm just completely uninterested. Then I got Ghostwire Tokyo gets new trailer ahead of launch later this month. Ghostwire Tokyo looks absolutely creepy and good. I think this is probably one of the most highly acclaimed games that came from this State of Play that a lot of people want to watch and a lot of people want to play. It looks very interesting, and it's supposed to be coming out later this month on March 25th if you want to get your hands on it. Apparently there's a new demo available today for Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. What in the world? Stranger of Paradise is the Final Fantasy series take on the Dark Souls formula, coming from Neo developer Team Ninja. Ah, Neo. Now, the game is coming out next Tuesday, March 15th, and there's a new demo coming to the PlayStation Store. Nah. Okay, you can't do that. This is going to get squashed. I mean, I guess they're trying to do something, a new take on the Dark Souls formula, but everyone's playing Elden Ring right now, so no one's interested. Why would someone play a diet version of a Dark Souls game when literally Elden Ring is out right now with infinite replayability? That's going to be a no for me, dog. New gameplay shown for PlayStation 5 exclusive Forspoken, which is delayed from May 25th to October 11th. So just, okay, gameplay. Gundam Evolution Western release confirmed, network test coming. Again, another guy holding a gun, so I'm just completely uninterested. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection announced for 2022. Excuse me? Okay, this looks hype. What's up? I used to play this game all the time at Chuck E. Cheese. This newly announced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection features 13 classic TMT games, including Turtles in Time. Also shown in the State of Play trailer was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, the arcade game, back from, so all of it coming to consoles later. That's dope. If you're into nostalgia, guys, or you're just into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they need to bring back Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like correctly, properly. I feel like they're too relevant. Like they can be as popular as Sonic or as popular as Mario. They're a very strong IP and franchise. They need to do right by them. Kaiju Brawler Giga Bash is coming to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 this year. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game coming this year. We talked about that earlier already. New trailer for the Black and White Samurai Adventure Trek to Yomi. Why have I not heard of any of these games? Returnal Ascension Campaign co-op update coming later this month. That's pretty dope. I played Returnal like once or twice and I was addicted to it. I need to play more of it. The only reason why I haven't played it is just because I've just been playing too many other games, but it was really fun. And if there's going to be a campaign co-op mode, that would be pretty godlike. Enix announces a new strategy RPG called the DO Field Chronicle. I don't want DO Field Chronicle. Just make Final Fantasy Tactics 2 or 3 or 4. Just give me more Final Fantasy Tactics and just call it Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm currently playing Project Triangle Strategy, which is really good. It's basically kind of like, you know, predecessor to it or successor to it, but yeah, just give me more of that. Apparently that's it. I looked online and everyone after talking about it was like, wow, that was the worst state of play of all time. I think Jeff Knightley, the host of the Game Awards, made a poll asking people how good it was, and I think like 60% people said it was like F tier or D tier, like completely terrible. So yeah, everyone was down sad after the state of play. I'm glad I didn't stream it because then, you know, I would have been wasting my time. But if there's any games that you guys were interested in that I just mentioned, let me know. Otherwise, that's the update. So yeah, a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about Boogie. Said my legal issues are finally over, and it says Boogie won. If you guys don't know, there's this YouTuber. His name is Boogie, and I don't know crazy amounts about him. I always forget after a while, but I know he has this alter ego character that made him really popular called Francis. And then he has a YouTube channel where he just, you know, makes news and he talks about drama, or he talks about content. He talks about gaming and stuff like that. And then he was kind of unliked because of all this drama that was happening back in the day with like Keemstar, Grade A, Under A. And a lot of things happened where it kind of like snowballed. But the biggest relevant thing that I could think of was a few years ago, he basically came out with a gun. Somebody was threatening to basically, you know, hurt him or something like that. And he came out of his own house with the gun and fired a warning shot into the air, which then caused, I guess, legal issues to arise. And from there, we haven't heard too much from Boogie until now. It says my legal issues are finally over. Let me just click this and see what he's saying.
Well, it is finally over.
Yeah.
I literally just left the courthouse. I've gotten home, I sat down, and I'm ready to talk to you about everything. All of the things I've not been able to say for the last couple of years. And I'm going to ask two huge favors of you here. The first of which is, if you haven't watched one of my recent videos, I'm going to put a playlist down below. I would really appreciate it if you would check out some of my recent videos. It's likely you haven't seen one of my videos in your feed for quite some time, and maybe you'll like what you see.
I'm not going to do that.
Secondly, I'm going to ask you to make it all the way to the end of this video. This might likely be the very last video of mine you'll ever watch, and I would like it if you heard everything I had to say.
Okay, so I'm not even trying to be rude, Boogie. But I will point all of you guys at home, if you guys want to watch the full video, where basically Boogie explains in an 18-minute video about his legal issues. I do want to sit down here and just literally just watch the entire video with you guys, but then I'd be a super duper react in Andy, and this video would probably be like 3 hours long if I did that on a normal basis. But I am curious. Let me see if I can go to the description, or let me see if I can find something in here.
Let me point out just how expensive all of this was. And obviously, I took money out of my bank account and I paid for it out of pocket. I'm not putting up a GoFundMe. I'm not e-begging here. I'm not asking you to bail me out.
Yeah.
What I am saying is this cost tens of thousands of dollars to fight to get the outcome that we got. Is it a perfect outcome? No. But it's the one that we got, and it cost a to get there.
If I'm ever in a legal battle suit, okay, all you viewers out there, y'all better help me, okay? Help me, all right? Trust fund babies, if you got friends, hey, help me.
Not only that, but I was advised by everyone to lay low, to live stream less, to make less YouTube videos, to say less things that could be taken out of context and used against me before we had a result, because you know from Reddit and 4chan that that's what they like to do to me. So I laid low for years. For almost 2 years.
Say lay low,
I barely made any videos. I barely live streamed. I planned to hit it running, but that cost me a small fortune and lost wages and lost ad revenue as well. So if at any point you have felt that maybe I got wronged in this situation and you want me to just help recoup that loss, you can become a channel member here by clicking the member button down below. You can subscribe to me on Twitch for $5 a month. I do have a Patreon, though.
So he has a Patreon. If you come to this actual video, guys, my legal issues are finally over. You guys can help Boogie. There's a lot of links. He has his merch. He has all these places where you guys can do that. Because, yeah, not making a video for years at a time, that's a lot of not revenue that you'd be acquiring. So, yeah, this is Boogie. The legal issues are finally over. I'm just going to bring you guys, I can't find the part where he talks about everything in detail. Now, I know I've watched a lot of Boogie's videos before, and he kind of drags things out. So if you guys want to know specifically what happened, just come to his channel, come subscribe if you want to, 4.16 million viewers, and find out. And yeah, that's Boogie. Well, looks like the legal issues are finally over. He's going to come back. He's going to start making content. He had to pay a hefty fine in order for all that stuff to get done, but he's out. He's clean, and it's time to start anew. So Alvin and 64 and a bunch of you guys wanted to talk about this. It has also to do with the whole Russian and Ukraine conflict. I haven't been updating you guys. There's so much going on with this thing, dude, that I'm just having a hard time catching up with everything what's happening with Ukraine and Russia from the last time we talked. There has been 1,000,000,001 sanctions issued against Russia. Probably over hundreds of companies have basically stopped being involved with Russia. I know one of my companies I used to work with, PwC, Big Four Accounting, they're no longer operating in Russia. I think Starbucks isn't operating, Netflix isn't operating, Visa, MasterCard aren't operating. If you live in Russia, basically, they're getting completely cut off from the entirety of the world. It doesn't matter who you are. It's not just Vladimir Putin getting cut off. It's every single citizen, and they're suffering because of this war that's being pushed down their throats, even if they didn't want it. Alvin64 said YouTube cut off all features for Russian YouTubers to earn profit while making content on YouTube and regarding to the Ukraine conflict, in which this person said YouTube has turned off all the features in Russia that allowed YouTube channels to creators to earn money. So now, if you are a YouTuber and you're a YouTuber from Russia, you can no longer collect ad revenue from your videos. That is an absolute freaking nightmare. But guys, I'm not going to pretend to understand war. I've been trying to wrap my head around what's happening here in this conflict for a little bit, and I'm not an expert in this area. What I've been seeing in terms of the sentiments between like you guys or people on like Twitter and stuff and talking about it is all of these sanctions are basically destroying the Russian economy. The Russian economy is extremely down bad right now, but in the next couple of months, it's going to be worse and worse and worse. And these sanctions are penalties that are being issued against Russia to basically cripple their economy, to make sure that they can't fund the war, to basically penalize them for starting this war, and to make things harder for Russia in general based on the decisions. And the problem that a lot of people are having with this is the fact that the Russian citizens there's so many of them right now out there protesting against Vladimir, against Russia, who do not want this war, who only want peace. There's a lot of people in Russia who do not support this war, and they're being punished for it just because Putin's being Putin. And then the question is like, okay, well, sanctions are basically going to affect the entire country, right? You can't just punish Putin. But yeah, other than that, bro, like whatever happens to Putin is going to happen to the rest of the country. Unfortunately, they're trying to drive the cost. I think it's the ruble is what I believe is what their currency is. They're trying to drive it down as much as possible and hurt them as much as possible, obviously without starting a World War III, without actually going in there and dropping bombs and starting a world conflict with NATO. So this is the way to do it. But unfortunately, it looks like when this does happen, it hurts every other citizen inside of Russia as well, even if they don't want this conflict. A lot of you guys asked for some updates, so I found this article that one of you guys sent me really fast. It said the timeline, week 2 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It's been 2 weeks since the invasion has started, man. It feels like it's already been like a freaking year. It feels like it's just been happening for so long. The U.S. ban on Russia oil imports, failed ceasefires, and more than 2 million refugees mark the 2nd week of war in Ukraine. You probably guys have already seen the effects of war if you live in America, at least, because the price of gas has jumped up almost to an average of $5 across the entire United States. I know in my area it's like $4.90 or something like that. But yeah, gas prices are spiraling out of control. And it says here, here are the major events that mark the 2nd week of Russia's invasion. March 2nd, the Ukrainian city of Kherson is the first significant urban center to fall since Russia's invasion began. Mayor Igor Kolikayev says Russian troops were in the streets and had forced their way into the city council building. The city is strategically located in the southern Ukraine at the mouth of the Dnieper River's exit into the Black Sea, and its capture is a major victory for Moscow. The UN says more than 870,000 people have fled Ukraine so far. March 3rd, Ukraine and Russia agreed to create a humanitarian corridors to evacuate civilians in the 2nd round of talks since Moscow's invasion began. So I did understand that they've been doing a few talks trying to, I guess, come to some agreements when it comes to this war and to this conflict. Hopefully ceasefires. The UK's defense ministry says a column of Russian armored vehicles heading for Kiev is still stuck 18 miles outside the city center, held up by fierce Ukrainian resistance and mechanical problems. Putin speaks by telephone with the French counterpart President Emmanuel Macron. Putin tells Macron that Russia will achieve its goals in Ukraine. Macron tells Putin not to lie to himself, warning, quote, "Your country will pay dearly, weakened and under sanctions for a very long time," which is what I was saying a little bit earlier about the sanctions. The International Criminal Court prosecutor says he will immediately proceed with an investigation into alleged war crimes in Ukraine dating back to 2013. March 4th, Russia blocks Facebook in response to what is said were restrictions imposed on Russian state-owned media on the social media platform. So Russia just completely blocks Mark Zuckerberg? Geez, the Russian parliament votes unanimously to approve a draft law criminalizing the intentional spreading of what the government deems to be fake news. So at one point in time, I think everything started dropping out. And I think I mentioned this last week, but if you were there spreading news or propaganda that was anti, I guess, whatever Russia wanted it to be, then Russia was coming at you. And I think a whole bunch of places like Bloomberg dropped out. I think the only place that kind of stayed in was CNN. It says several international news networks, including CNN, say they will suspend operations in Russia as a result of the law, which carries jail terms up to 15 years. So you can't report the news in Russia without potentially being charged up to 15 years of jail. March 5th, this is only 5 days ago. This is another update. Putin says Ukraine's statehood is being put in jeopardy as the country continues to resist the Russian invasion. He calls Western sanctions against Moscow akin to declaring war. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett meets with Putin in Moscow on Saturday to discuss the Ukraine crisis, and U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken meets with Ukrainian counterpart Dmytro Kuleba on the Polish-Ukrainian border. Kuleba repeats Zelensky's estimate that Russia has lost more than 10,000 troops in the war, plus dozens of aircraft and hundreds of armored vehicles. Meanwhile, Zelensky urges the U.S. Congress to sanction Russia's oil and gas sector and allow Eastern European countries to send Ukraine Soviet-made aircraft. Congress is also working on a $10 billion package of military and humanitarian aid for Ukraine. The US urges its citizens to leave Russia immediately, updating an earlier travel advisory not to travel there. And I did hear about this. From what I understand, there was a basketball player, and I don't remember her name, but I think she was being held up in Russia, and I believe she's been arrested or captured or something to that extent. I don't know the details. I can't remember her name, but I heard something like that was happening. So yeah, you don't want to be in Russia right now. 6. Ukraine says Russia is targeting civilians as it has stepped up the shelling of 4 cities: Kharkiv in the east, Mykolaiv, Mariupol on the Black Sea coast, and the outskirts of the capital Kiev. A second attempt to evacuate an estimated 200,000 people out of Mariupol has come to a halt amid ongoing fighting. The Red Cross says the situation in the city is extremely dire as huge numbers of people are displaced. A Russian missile strikes destroys a civilian airport in Vinnytsia in central Ukraine, Zelensky says. This is absolutely terrible. MasterCard, Visa, and American Express credit card companies say they are suspending operations in Russia, which is absolutely huge because now I guess people won't have access to actual credit. I do remember that a lot of people were trying to get into their ATMs and withdraw actual hard cash, probably expecting that this was going to happen. Almost caught up, guys, by the way. March 7th, Russian shelling prevents the evacuation of civilians from Kiev, Mariupol, Volovnov, Mykolaiv. I'm mispronouncing all. It'd be funny if I was pronouncing them all correctly, right? Because I usually suck at these. Ukrainian Foreign Ministry says. Ukraine's negotiator says a third round of talks with Russia has yielded some progress on evacuation logistics through humanitarian corridors, but no solution on wider issues have been reached. The two sides will continue to talk on a ceasefire, Mikhailo Podolyak says. Meanwhile, as the US and Europe debate whether to ban Russia oil imports, Brent crude prices briefly hit a high of $140 in the first hours of trading, price not seen since July 2008, and Russia's Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak warns oil prices could hit $300 a barrel if Russian exports are sanctioned. Jesus Christ, bro. And the UN says more than 1.7 million people have now fled Ukraine since the invasion began. March 8th, that's 2 days from here, US imposes a ban on all imports of Russian energy, saying the move aims to target the main artery of the country's economy. The European Commission says it will reduce its dependence on Russian natural gas by 2/3. Several top US brands, including McDonald's, Starbucks, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all of them say that they will stop operating in Russia. The UN says that the number of people fleeing Ukraine in search for safety in other countries has now reached 2 million people. March 9th, renewed efforts to rescue civilians from increasingly dire conditions in many besieged Ukrainian cities make little progress as a ceasefire agreed upon by both sides fails to prevent fresh clashes. Jeez, man. The top US and UK diplomats once again rule out Ukraine's demand for a no-fly zone, saying they want to avoid a direct confrontation with Russia. Kiev calls for an immediate ceasefire around the defunct Chernobyl nuclear power plant amid a power cut at the site. If you guys don't know, Chernobyl has been acquired by Russia. So yeah, guys, that's the update that I've been seeing here so far. And then if there's anything that's super huge or big, I'll let you guys know. You know, if it ever ends or if something gets something. War, all right? It absolutely sucks. It's kind of weird that I'm just sitting here talking about it, telling you guys what's happening. It feels kind of surreal that this is actually occurring, man. And I feel so terrible for the Russian people who don't support this war, who have to suffer because of Putin's choices and decisions to literally just ruin their livelihoods, basically. And I feel obviously terrible for the Ukrainians who are just, you know, fleeing for their lives. All of these innocent lives being just stolen and taken, all these people being displaced. I do not obviously like the concept of war, and it's incredibly sad. And yeah, I'll keep you guys posted if anything else big happens. But that so far seems to be the update. A lot of sanctions crippling Russia's economy. I'm curious to see if these sanctions will have a direct impact. I know long term is going to make it very hard for Russia to continue doing whatever it is they want to do and recover. But in the short term, I'm curious to see what this is going to do to them in the first place. And I think what's also happening too is these sanctions are basically showing it like, if another country wants to go ahead and do the exact same thing that Russia's doing, basically showing like, all right, well, the entire world is going to penalize you and punish you and make sure that your entire economy is crippling for doing said thing. So that's where we're at. If I missed anything big, just let me know in the comments below, guys. But that's Russia and Ukraine and the YouTube stuff and just what's happening. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you made it to the end, drop a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Yeah, man, I got a lot I need to do in the background. Okay, I'm just going to be completely honest. Here's a little bit of IRL stuff. Oh, number one, the merch is going to be dropping sometime this week or maybe next week, I think. A lot of you guys have been letting me know that it's about to ship, so I'm excited for that. Wearetomni.com if you guys want to pick up my merch, man. I still got a couple more in inventory if you guys want to come through. I need to clean my office. I can't move the camera around, but everything is dirty. Everything is dirty. Everything is messy. I got just too much crap around here, bro. My brain is cluttered. I have a lot of things I need to do today. I have a lot of things I need to do this weekend. I feel overwhelmed. I feel a little bit stressed. I'm feeling a little just feel a little tired and exhausted, bro. I need my energy back. I need my space to be clean, and I need a lot of things done, man, so that I can be back on my A game. So I'm just trying to do that. But other than that, guys, yeah, that's where I'm at right now, man. Just trying to survive, because a lot going on in the background with me. So wish your boy luck. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging out with me. If I don't see you sometime this weekend, then I'll probably obviously see you next Monday. And yeah, that's all I got, man. Take it easy. Stay safe out in the streets, because them streets ain't safe. Brush your teeth, because I know it stinks, bro. And yeah, I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.